City of Jackson Staff Spotlight, and today we have someone from the Jackson Police Department, Detective Sergeant Andrew Mosier. Andrew, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
And congratulations. Andrew has been Officer of the Year in the past, and I can tell just from looking at you, you're on the young side of the department. How long have you been there?
I've worked for the Jackson Police Department for about 8.5 years now.
Great. How did you end up at Jackson?
Out of the police academy, I had a buddy that worked at JPD, and he asked me to do a ride-along, and I took him up on it. And after the ride-along, I was like, wow, this would be a fun place to work. So after that, I kind of realized the cost of living here in Jackson is quite affordable, and I kind of set some roots down.
Awesome. Well, great to have you here. And obviously you've grown in the department to the rank of Detective Sergeant. When you were contemplating careers, was law enforcement on your mind?
I think if you would have told 18-year-old me I was going to be a police officer, I would have laughed at you. But after going through college, I kind of realized this is maybe something that I should look into, and I did a couple of ride-alongs at local police departments, and then I realized it was something that I was interested in.
So you went to college, and it wasn't for law enforcement?
Originally, no, it was not. I was going to
wow.
be a athletic trainer, kind of wrapping up injuries with tape and braces, and realized I didn't want to do that.
Well, instead of putting tape on people, you maybe from time to time cuff them?
Putting handcuffs, yes.
Yeah. Well, I think, as I was saying before the show, I watch, a few police shows. I just think they're very fascinating. And to be a detective, it's going to be a very interesting day for you. I can't imagine one day is like another.
So a lot of what you see on those police shows, the detectives have a ton of paperwork to do. So they show all the cool, exciting things, but those detectives got to sit there at a desk and type for a long time to be able to go do the fun stuff.
So you can use pretty much anything. I mean, to be a detective, you can be one day going through someone's trash. You could be interviewing an acquaintance of someone. You could be driving across the state. There's no limit on what you can and have to do to get to the bottom of a case.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, we do have policies at our department and we do have to follow, but as the detectives, if they need to solve a case by doing a trash pull or following someone to an address in Kalamazoo, we can do that in order to bring prosecution here in Jackson.
And on TV, they wear the suits.
They do.
Yeah.
I have a suit for court, but this is like my everyday outfit I would wear in the department.
How do you decide, or who decides what cases you investigate, or what needs a detective on the case?
Yeah, so I will review the police reports and determine whether or not more follow-up needs to be done, and if that's the case, then I would assign it to a detective. Some of our detectives are better at things than the other ones are, so I try to kind of, if it's a fraud investigation, I have a detective that's very good at those. I have another detective that may be better trained to do arson investigations, and then I kind of divvy them up based off that.
Do you do investigations yourself?
Every once in a while I'll pick one up to take the pressure off my guys, and or sometimes if it's like a slam dunk case, I can get it done real quickly. Yeah.
What's your area of specialty?
I actually really enjoy investigating sexual assaults because I enjoy to get those guys prosecuted. There's nothing more satisfying than being able to solve one of those cases.
It's interesting to hear you say that, because I've heard prosecuting attorneys say the same thing about those cases and cases against elders, elder abuse.
Yes.
You can't help but not be personally affected by some of the work you do.
Yeah, and you feel for those victims, and you truly go above and beyond for them, other than other cases you would investigate.
And do you end up having to follow through with arrest and then testifying in court? And it's a long process, isn't it?
Very long process. That's what I get paid to do. But for the victims, it may be a little harder because they have to, take time out of their personal day to do all that.
And when you knock on someone's door, are you by yourself, or do you go with another detective?
It kind of just depends on the investigation. So if the suspect I may be trying to go and interview is a violent guy, I will bring another backup officer for me too. But if it's just like a general follow-up interview with a witness or a victim, then I'll just go by myself.
I was looking back at some notes from when you were Officer of the Year about 6 years ago, and Chief Hitt said if he had to use one word to describe you, it's tenacious. So you get on something, you don't let it go.
Yeah, I think that's kind of, my wife will say that too back home. If there's something to do at home, I won't stop till it's done. If there's an investigation I'm looking into, it's always on my mind, and I'm trying to get it done swiftly.
So as a detective, and the skills of a detective, like, can you tell when someone's lying?
I can, yes and no. There's
Yeah.
some people that are very good at lying, and then there's other people that are not very good at it at all. So it's just being able to pull information from the case that you know that they may get tripped up on, and then you can kind of determine whether or not they're lying based off that answer that they give you.
Are criminals, do they tend to be mistake prone and stupid?
The mistake prone and stupid ones are,
Yeah.
and there's other ones that are very good at what they do, and they got to be perfect 100% of the time. I just got to be perfect once.
Is there anything, any such thing as a perfect crime?
I don't think so.
No? All right, you mentioned your wife. Tell us a little bit about your family.
Yep, my wife and I just had our baby about 20 months ago.
Oh,
He's 20 months old.
congratulations.
His name's Jack. Yep, he is giving us a rough time at home, always getting into stuff, throwing stuff around the house. He loves being outside. Yeah.
Did you meet your wife in Jackson?
I actually met her at Michigan State University, where we both went to college.
Oh, neat.
Mhm.
Great. When you're not investigating and running the Department Investigative Unit, what do you like to do outside of work?
One of my biggest hobbies is CrossFit. I train up here at the CrossFit gym on Michigan Ave. I'm also a instructor up there too.
Oh, wow. Yeah, it looks brutal. I can tell from looking at you, you're in great shape.
I appreciate
But
it.
CrossFit, it takes a special person to put themselves through that torture.
I think there's some people that push themselves all the time, like me, and then there's other people, general people, that just want to do it for fun and exercise. So it's for everyone.
Nice. Well, I think our whole state is disappointed the Lions aren't in the Super Bowl. And I know you grew up in the Detroit area, so.
I was also one of those people
Yeah.
upset. Yeah.
So, do you care Sunday? Do you have a team that you hope wins?
I want San Francisco to win.
Okay.
I like the Purdy story.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
know what? And I think it comes down to it for a lot of people. Maybe they'll hear something that maybe the Taylor Swift is on their nerves. Maybe they can't stand the sound of Patrick Mahomes' voice.
I can't stand it.
And maybe they like the Purdy story.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, thanks for being on our show today.
Yeah. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, thanks for your service, and keep up the great work.
Appreciate it.
A fine department represented by Detective Sergeant of the Jackson Police Department, Detective Sergeant Andrew Mosier.